Hello again, this is Dr. Joe Snyder, and this particular video is how to create a summary table based on using the countif function within Excel. So what you're seeing here is raw data for train derailments. The causes are mentioned by T, E, H, and O, which mean bad track, faulty equipment, human error, or other causes. As you can see, there's data sitting in column A, and it goes all the way down to row 51. So what we're going to do is try to build a summary table within this big highlighted area. It's called a relative frequency table because we're not only going to get counts, we're also going to get percentages. Okay? So what I'm going to do is to put in the actual categories, just copied and pasted them in. Let me re-highlight this particular block, get that all taken care of. So what I'm going to do then is now add in a count column and a percent column. Okay? The way we're going to get the counts is by using the countif function. So what I'm going to do is type in equal countif, the open parenthesis. The range, whenever it asks for range, it means cells in the Excel spreadsheet. So I'm going to highlight all of the data. Okay. And then I'm going to put in a comma. And then I'm going to put in the double quote T double quote ending the parenthesis. And what you'll notice is that if I go back to that cell and look at the formula, it put in quote T quote. That's the criteria as the second parameter of that function. That's what it's searching for. Within the list from A2 to A51, it's searching for T as the value. It counts how many of those times that occurred and puts that value in this cell. Now if I were to put dollar signs in here, then I could do a copy down and it would be only having to change the T part of that. So let's try that, the use of the dollar signs in here. You can either type the dollar signs or hit F4. I just hit F4. I'm going to place my cursor over where it says A2, hit F4 again. So what you're seeing here is it puts in the two dollar signs. The way that works is it's called absolute referencing, and normally Excel does not use that. You're forcing it to use those cell references and not change them when you copy and paste formulas around the sheet. So as we start doing it, I can now do a fill down operation, which takes, if you go to the bottom right, you'll see the big plus change to a small plus. I left click and drag downward, and what you're seeing is that it's all going to look like the same exact function because it didn't change. If I want to now put in the E, you'll notice that the range of cells A2 to A51 is not changing. That's where that dollar sign comes in. You could do this manually by highlighting all of those cells again each time, but this is a little quicker. And then we're just changing it to be what it searches for. Okay? So now we have a count. If you look at each one of these, a countif function, to go looking through a list and coming up with the count. So this is one way to do it. A pivot table is another. So just trying to show different ways of going about this. There is a pivot table video that goes through that type of an example. To get a percent, what we need to do is to get a total for the count column. So I'm going to use the sum function, equals sum, open parenthesis, highlight the cells that I want to sum up, and get a total. So there are 50 actual total for the counts. The way you would get a percent, say on a calculator, would be type in the 23 divided by 50 and then hit equal or enter, whatever your calculator has. In Excel, you always put the equal sign first. So I'm going to type in equal, hit the 23 with my mouse. On the keyboard, put the division sign in. Click on the 50, hit enter. I'm going to do that for each one of these cells to get my percentages. The last one needs to be formatted as a percent. And you may have to do that, customize the formatting. Okay, it says place relative frequency table here. That's what's going on here. Relative frequency is a percentage. So we've taken raw data, we've used the countif function to come up with the count column, and then we've come up with percentages based upon that and the total. Thank you, and hope you watch all the rest of the videos in Excel. Thank you very much.